every effort. All time.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Isaac, welcome. Alimo.
So you want me to send it to you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, you can
Kind of.
send. Yes, yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, good. I'm sending the list as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Just send everything. So you'll just be seeing it in groups.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. One, two, two. We are six of us right now. Isaac is there. Alima from the UK. Moki is here from the US. Nestik is from Scotland. Julio from Belgium. Myself and Hygienist from the US. So 3 US, 3 Europes. So six of us are here. All right, let's see.
You should start finding those people who are always absent.
I know. I mean, I've sent a message on the thing that people should, meeting has started.
Could you inform me that he's traveling? He might not reach. He's traveling from Yaoundé, so he might not reach the southwest in time.
Right. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be taking the minutes.
Okay. Great. That's awesome. 916.79.
Please check your WhatsApp.
Yes, I just checked. I see them there. Yeah. I'll be compiling this list and sending them to the coordinator so that those names will be listed as those who contributed to the project. And then did you do the convert? Did you convert the 30,000 francs? Hygienist.
For some reason, it's not appear. You don't have to send it again because it did not appear. So I don't know why.
No, it appeared on my side. You just deleted it.
The conversion did not appear.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sending a second shot with the conversion. I've verified that this time I can see it on my screen. If it does not appear, then there's something wrong with your computer. Or with there's witchcraft somewhere. Let me see. Does it appear this time? Yes. Okay,
Let me see.
the conversion.
Okay, yeah, it appears now. That's good.
Okay. So that one is done. Let me see. For presents, let me start taking presents.
459 and 36, 39. Okay, awesome. That's great.
Mr. Ibom, Julio. Julio, you see like a king.
Automatic.
We'll see what Bedroom will do tonight.
Of course, always, as usual.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have good team, but to score, they don't have winning spirit. Let's hope. Yeah, they don't have winning spirit. Let's hope. I'm supporting them anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's
good. Because we make this speaking, they never hear big. They count only on black man. We made this begin as still small. They never enter
international team.
Yeah,
they get for first start for league before they go to Belgium. They have good team, but the problem is they play at times as if they are forcing them. It's like they force them to play. They have good team. They don't have winning spirit.
How can you say we don't have winning spirit?
Yeah, I've seen your matches, man.
Don't say that.
No, they don't press. You know, football, you need to press to score. You have to have the winning spirit. It's just like England, the same thing. You see, I support them. I don't support them. I don't support England. They can never win.
How about Scotland? Your people.
They were eliminated first round.
Yeah.
They don't have good team. But they tried anyway because the league is weak as compared to England.
I thought they are all playing in the UK.
No, they don't have a UK team when it comes to football. Wales, England, Scotland, everybody plays individually. Yeah.
Wow.
It's only when they go to Olympics. You see Olympics game. They see UK. Commonwealth, they go individually. European Nation Cup individually.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll go.
I think we should start.
Yeah, we should go ahead and start. Okay.
Yeah, we should start because it's already quiet. I don't see.
Yeah.
Now it's already 2:15.
Yeah.
So for minutes,
better start.
To wait for people is not so bad.
No, the way I'm saying, I'm not saying people to come because I've seen excuses on WhatsApp. I don't think this group will be more than.
At least some persons alerted us that they could not.
Yeah. Some said they will join later on. So.
Okay, let's go ahead and I was just writing the agenda very quick on a piece of paper, so I don't have to look at my phone. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you for making time to come to this meeting. The first item on the agenda is opening prayer. So can somebody please volunteer to lead us in prayers for us to get started?
Okay, I will lead the prayer, please.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, then. Father, thank you for bringing us together today. We pray that you should continue to guide us. Pray that you should give us the knowledge to have a constructive meeting. We pray for our brethren who have left us, who have gone before us, that may their soul continue to rest in peace. We pray for those who are in Cameroon, who are facing one problem or another, that they should come to terms to try to arrange the problem back home. We have all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
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 Thank you very much, Nestik. That was very good, straight to the point, and you touched some very key things. All right, thank you very much. So the next item is adoption of the agenda. So I'm just going to read out the agenda very quick so people know what we have on the agenda. So the first item was opening prayer. Second, adoption of the agenda. Third is welcome. Fourth is highlights of the May 30th minutes. And then the number 5 is matters arising from the minutes of May 30th. Number 6 is adoption of the minutes of May 30th. Number 7 is report from the regional branches. Number 8, somebody's coming in. Let me get them in. Number 8 is Pangando project final report. Number 9 is membership registration, update/final. Number 10 is final report on the Europe voluntary drive. Number 11 is final report of the Cameroon voluntary drive. And then number 12 is membership and WhatsApp. And then finally, other matters. So that's what we have as the agenda. Does anyone want to add anything or move things around?
Yeah, I've got something there to add.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, we've got one compulsory drive that we all are aware. Yeah, so we haven't come to a conclusion about that because, as you can remember, there was a problem with the contribution from Cameroon and Nigeria. They were talking of the money being restrained, the amount was so big for them and so on. So Josh was actually keep on pushing it to come to a compromise in Cameroon. But since then, this is a 6 months now. We haven't actually got the real final report from the money. Well, it's sorry that I'm the one bringing it up, become the beneficiary, but it's not something I was supposed to do. This is something that is in our bylaws. I think it's something that everybody was supposed to do. I didn't want to bring it up because I saw so many people have registered from Cameroon and Nigeria. But I don't know whether they have to understand that with our bylaws, we have to go with everything in our bylaws. So I don't know.
Okay.
If
okay, we're gonna discuss that on the other matters in number 13.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
So
I'll just make a note here very quick.
Yeah.
Points. Okay. All right. So then in the with that, if nobody has anything else to add or move around on the agenda, I will call for a motion for approval of the agenda, and then somebody should second that motion.
I second.
No, so you have to move the motion then if you're moving it. Nobody has moved yet, Genius.
Oh, okay. I moved the motion.
Okay, so Genius moves the motion. Let the minutes reflect that. Anybody seconds that motion?
A second.
Okay, Nestic second. So the agenda has been adopted. So, okay, the next item is a welcome remark from the president. Again, thank you all so much. I know today is a very busy day with, all of us most of us are sports fans. I know there's lots of games going on. We just finished the first game and the second game is starting. I'm trying to make sure that we are very efficient today to wrap up this meeting before 3 o'clock or right about 3 o'clock so that we can let
Watch
people go and watch their game and not be divided, because if you're divided, you don't get anything done. So with that said, I'm going to keep my remarks short. Again, thank you for coming, and that's it. All right. And then item number four is the highlights of the May 30th minutes. Those minutes were posted by the Secretary General Marvin Gaye, and they're still on the WhatsApp forum. We had decided that we don't really read minutes anymore, but we can talk about some of the highlights. So let me talk about what the highlights very quick. So the highlights, one of the things that was talked about was the registration, the question that Joe had asked about the registration from Cameroon and Nigeria. And we were informed by George that there was going to be a meeting on the 12th of June in Douala. And so they had pleaded that the group should give them, a special extension, which we all agreed, and we gave the special extension for them to be able to come to terms with the membership registration. And then there was a question that was asked about how it came that Ebune had paid this registration and people in Cameroon didn't know about it, and we explained what happened, how it came about, and that was because of Naka had volunteered and Ebune had taken advantage of that offer, and that was fine. We talked about, if people want to pay after the deadline of today, it's going to be a 10% penalty based on the bylaws. There is no special extension beyond this point. We talked about, I think those should be the highlights of the minutes from May 30th.
Exactly.
I think, okay, then we also talked about we had reached our target. So our money was sent to the coordinators of the Pangando project already, which is the $2,000, but we way above that. And we decided that anything in excess of $2,000 will be kept in our coffers. And then, of course, we talked about the sickness benefits. We had disbursed, after the meeting, we had disbursed some money to Edward Ekune. Based on the bylaws, he gets a 50% membership benefit because his registration was 50%. That's in compliance with our regulation that if you pay a certain amount of the registration, you get the percentage of what you pay. So that's consistent. And then Julio had indicated that he saw Edward Ekune in Cameroon and that his situation is serious. And then, after that, we have some updates, which you've seen also, which was not in the minutes, but just, following from that sickness, there have been follow-up, medication coordinated between Dr. Prisco Kembeng and Dr. Hyginus Ngasa to help our brother back in Cameroon. So those are the highlights from the last meeting. Anyone, is there anything else that anybody saw that they want to bring up? So those are the highlights from the meeting, from the minutes of the May 30th. Now, number 5 item is matters arising. Are there any matters arising from those minutes? So this is the time that we talk about the things that, you saw in the minutes. Maybe you want to ask some follow-up questions or some clarifications. This is the time to talk about those. All I was just doing was just give you the highlights.
Can we give some follow-up?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, actually, you've already sort of hinted at the background work done to ensure our brother had some medications in Cameroon. That is not all. We're still working on more because, like Julio said, his case is really serious. So all the assistance that we can offer from our own various fields of expertise, we're going to offer for the benefit of not only him, but needless to say, everybody in the group. So we are really working hard for him. One thing that Prisco said, which touched me a lot. He said he does not want to send money to him, which is going to spend on medication. He prefers to send medications so that whatever money he's got, he can use it for his family, because he's gone through a lot. I mean, he lost his, I think he lost his brother, then he had to take care of his brother's kids, then he lost some other family member and he had to take care of them as well, of their kids as well. Then he got attacked by Amber people and stuff like that. So his case was really very serious. Unfortunately, he did not well. When he contacted me, I told him he had to reach out to the coordinator of Cameroon, because we are not the coordinator, which I think he eventually did. So just to say that nobody is left behind. This is just like a point of encouragement. So if we have the possibility of speaking with our other brothers, to let them know that we are always there for each other. That's just what I would like to say, because maybe some persons are holding back and they have problems, but they are not coming forward. So they should know that so long as it is within our possibilities, we are going to try to do what can be done. So that's what I wanted to say on that.
Okay, thank you very much, Genius. I think that, just to add to that very quick, is that I've been very, very pleased and very proud of the support that we have been giving, and the people have been rallying, behind all these different drives. We shouldn't take this for granted. It is the raison d'etre that we try to get together. Being your brother's keeper. It doesn't have to be a colossal amount of money. Just the fact that you show that you care, even if it's $1 or £1 or whatever it is, right? I think it's appreciated. Just the fact that we can all rally and collectively do something, I really appreciate it. So I really thank you and Prisco. I think it makes sense what he said, because those medications, if you think about those medications, to get even the same quality of medication in Cameroon, I mean, the cost would be astronomical. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's got medication for 6 months.
There you go. So that's something. I mean,
yes. And the plan is that at the end of the 6 months, some of the exams need to be redone to see how efficient the medication will be and how he's responding to the treatment. Then also, as an aside, we're trying to look for a specialist in his field to take care of, who can take charge of him. But there is really difficult because unfortunately, some of my colleagues in Cameroon, they have difficulties when you try to dialogue with them on patients. They don't know how to discuss. They don't have the culture of discussing patients' care without feeling imposed upon by other colleague. So we are trying to look for somebody who's reliable that can take care of his case.
Okay. That's wonderful. I mean, again, I'm so proud of this group. We have a lot of human resources in terms of expertise of our own. There are different areas of people are experts in. Gets to the to the medical field. We have our own doctors here who can help, even if it's just giving you advice. If you have any issue, just reach out to them. Say, hey, I'm feeling this pains here. I'm feeling this pains here. What do you think, or what So please take advantage of that if you can. So thank you very much, Hygienist. Anybody else on matters arising from the minutes?
So let's move on. Oh, nothing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Herman. I can see you there. Thanks for taking time to come. I know it's you have a lot going on. All right, so we're going to move on then. So nobody has anything else. So we're going to move on to the next item now is the adoption of the minutes. So now that you've heard about the highlights, we've talked about the matters arising from the minutes. We need to adopt the minutes, so it becomes now official after we do that. So we need a motion. And we need a second for us to adopt the minutes.
I move a motion.
Okay, so Carl moves a motion for adoption of the minutes. Do we have a second?
Julius also.
Okay, Julius Ebo move second. So let the minutes reflect that, Carl, and then Julius. Thank you very much, guys. I saw Apan coming in. Where is it? Okay. Okay, Apan Leonard is coming in. All right. So okay, then next item then is the report from the regional branches. So this is perfect timing. Judge Go, I see you in. Where is he? I thought I saw him coming in. George. Oh, I think he got disconnected again. So let's hear from the regional branches. Let's start from those who are here. Let's see. Okay, Josh is coming in again. We can start from those who are here. Hygienist, I know you're taking minutes, but is any updates? I know that.
Oh no, but for the initiative which we just everybody's doing fine.
Okay.
First and foremost, everybody's doing fine. I heard from Modime yesterday. I'm trying to get it. I will meeting with him shortly, hopefully this week, because he lives very near. We are just practically neighbors. So I'm trying to get him in also. Everybody is doing from what I know. Everybody is doing fine. We are responding well to all calls for assistance. So I'm really very happy with the response we had. Those who could not participate in terms of cash, they try to do it in terms in kind by like preschool. So even though we had a short notice and we had another fundraiser which had just been concluded, people still responded. I can imagine that the short notice made it difficult for everybody to participate completely as we were done previously, but that notwithstanding, we had a good response in terms of cash contributed. I think from the US, we had about 455,000 francs CFA for the fundraiser. So for that, I'm really very happy for our people. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Genius. And that's referring to the fundraiser from Cameroon, the voluntary fundraiser. Yeah. So thank you very much. Europe, I know Come is working. And so is anybody that has updates from Europe that
Julio
wants to share?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, he called me and he asked me if I can maybe say something concerning Europe. So as for us, Europe, we are fine. Everybody is doing well. And I learned, I think H2 also came back. He's back in Germany. And I think the only thing we have, not an issue, the thing we have is we're just planning to meet our first physical meeting after the lockdown. And we have a plan to all of us to meet together in Bulgaria for our first meeting. And I think Divine is working on that.
In Bulgaria?
Yeah, in Bulgaria. Yeah. Are you in Europe? Is
there a thing? It's okay, thank you.
Yeah. So
story behind that thing.
So Divine is the one in charge. She's the one doing the follow-up. So we are still waiting to hear from him. Was where I was on the table. So as of now, nothing yet. But we have planned already to meet in the month of September. And if things doesn't work out well, I think we have a second plan B, a second option that IEC opted. I don't know because of his present situation now and his maybe we don't know. We plan that if things don't move on well, I think we can go to UK. We'll have our meeting in UK and in IEC's place. I think that's just all concerning Europe. That our coordinator told me. Yeah, I think that's just all as of now.
Okay.
Except any other thing else, and I see Namata is there, or maybe Enestic is there. If there's any other thing, Alimo is also there, or if there's something else, I think they can say it.
Well, hang on, I'll meet George. Okay. All right. Anybody else from Europe to add to what Julio just said? Okay.
I think that's all.
All right. Thank you very much, Julio. That's from Europe. Now we have Jude Ajanakem is here from Nigeria. Jude, any update from our brothers in Nigeria? First of all, so happy to see you here today. You have to unmute yourself, Jude. You have to unmute. You are still muted. If you go, if you go to the to the speaker thing, just unmute it. Click it, and it's going to unmute. Let me see. Okay, Jude, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, Jude. Okay, let's go to George. Then we'll come back to Jude. Judge Go, coordinator from Cameroon. Go ahead, please. Updates.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Judge.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Alternative.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time trying to log in, but finally I made it.
Yeah, we're happy you made it. Actually,
Thank the president of government.
Just give a rundown of
we
of
thank
what
the
has
president
transpired.
of the government.
Do I have the floor?
Yes, you do. You do,
Always.
Judges. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. It's once more, it's a pleasure to be in the meeting, and want to thank the entire House for giving us that exceptional extension till the end of the month to see how we could rally our folks to get on board with all what we are trying to do. The meeting went on well, but unfortunately, not much transpired. But you just permit me to put in perspective two aspects. The first one will give an update of the registration so far. I'm sure when it comes to the meeting itself, some of the pictures and the videos was put in the forum, and people could appreciate for themselves how the camaraderie was there, but there are still so many gray areas that still needs to be ironed out. So with regards to the registration, as at now, I remember the first one that Ajanakem did, and a couple of others had already transferred that to the central body. But after that, we've had registration from Jeme Muninde, myself, Agbobala, and Owazuke, because most of those in Nigeria are making their payments through us in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
So with regard to the registration, we've
That
had
is colonization.
They just for easy facilitation of transfer of funds.
Yeah,
so we have 4 persons that are registered again, 3 from Cameroon and 1 from Nigeria. That is Agbobala, myself.
Small como caminho again.
I registered with 50,000.
Small.
Hang on, Judge, 1 second.
That's good.
Okay, I just muted everybody. So George, unmute yourself and then speak, please.
So as I was saying, that we had 4 new registrations, 3 from Cameroon and 1 from Nigeria. Jeme Muninde registered with 25,000 francs, Agbobala with 50,000 francs, myself with 25,000 francs, and Denis Owazuke from Nigeria with 6,000 francs. That is with regard to registration. Then with regards to the Pangando project, we had 3 persons that complied. We have Jeme Muninde with 25,000 francs, myself with 10,000 francs, and Denis Owazuke with 5,000 francs. So in total, with registration, I have with me 106,000 francs, and for the Pangandos project, 40,000 francs, making a total of 146,000 or something like that. So I'll be waiting for directives on how to transfer these funds. That is with regard to our registration and the Pangandos project. With regard to the fund drive that we embarked upon for some of our colleagues, just as a case of mention, we had an ANFAC.
Guys, 1 second. Let me, George, just 1 second. Let me try to mute. Okay, looks like the person has muted themselves. Go ahead, Georges. Is that coming from GMT? I think it's coming from GMT. Is it from George? Oh, George is coming from you.
I think it's from George.
He's from you, George.
Now, at least you talk about background.
We still have kids, so that was making me announce at the background. Okay, let me continue what I'm saying. the Pangandos project. That's what we had so far. With regard to the fund drive that we raised on behalf of some of our colleagues, that's an ANFAC, Paul Etobeseka.
Uh-oh, he's frozen.
And received from the UL 455,000, which was the equivalent of about $870 something. And in the US contributions, some of the persons actually, tweaked their contribution, because while we're saying that we're going to do a kind of like parity sharing, but people had the option to be able to say, okay, I want this amount to go to this person and stuff like that. So from the funds that we received from the US was 455,000. And from what we contributed, and that's those in Cameroon and those in Europe. And if you look at the figures that are there on the forum, it's 585,000, making a total of 1,040,000 francs. And based on those guidance and directives on how those amounts are to be shared, Ekune had 400. Ekune had 400, and the others, they had the parity of 320 each. The funds have been disbursed, saved for an ANFAC who is presently in Boya, and we're trying to see how to meet so that I can hand his to him. Did you follow me up?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that is good. That's a lot of information, which I'll recap again. We'll get to the membership registration and Pangando final report. So thank you very much, judges. So now, Ajana came. Jude, do you have any updates?
I still have some. I just said that my report is going to be in two parts.
Okay, go ahead, Judge.
With regard to what was required, but there were some other things that at the end of the meeting when we met in Douala. Yes. When we met in Douala, there were so many issues that kept coming up. And I just have to say in passing that in our meeting in Douala on that day, we had two of our Republicans who were visiting Cameroon and they were with us. That was Kiwanuka Elad and Mark Echu Alois. We had a nice meeting, seems to be some gray areas. And I was mandated to make forth these proposals, to put it forth to the House. Maybe because many of our members were still of the opinion, I don't know, they're still of the opinion, despite what we try to explain, that it seems as if, in as much as we want to build a brotherhood, but the emphasis seems to be as if we are pulling people to join because of what they stand to benefit. And many were not too comfortable with that, despite all the explanations that we tried to do. And many were going for a situation where we should come back, maybe next year, try to see if we can revisit our bylaws, if possible, to come back to a situation where instead of having this one centralized system, we instead make the chapters more autonomous to handle some of these issues, so that the amounts that are to be contributed at the level of the general forum will be a minimal sum that everybody can fit in. That was one of the proposals that came forth. A second proposal that came out was that if we make the chapters fully functional and we say we have 4 chapters, when it comes to an issue of, say, voting, instead of everyone having one vote, instead it will be made better that the chapters which are autonomous can deliberate in their chapter and take a point and make a decision on that point, so that on the day of voting, instead it is chapters that vote instead of individuals that are voting. And I think the third proposal that I had to do was with the fact that there is no class grouping for all of us that went to SASE, that the central coordinating office is out of the country, and that we should think and see how we can revisit that in the coming years ahead to make sure that our class is not actually functioning different from how the other classes are functioning, because the leadership of the class at some point in time, or the person that represents the class, is always good and mandatory that the person should be in the country. Those were the 4 key issues that came out of the meeting, and I was mandated to throw it out to the rest of this body, and let's see how we can, deliberate on them and, decide on whichever way we want to go. So those are the things that I was mandated to bring to this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, George. I mean, you bring up some some very important things that will be long-term that we'll have to talk about. So, at this point, I think that those are things that we can review when we get to the end of the year and we're looking at, next year and so on. But I think that the benefit and the uniqueness of what we have going on is the fact that we have synergy in these numbers. And also, it's just the way we function that, at least most of us here, it's just organic that, getting these kinds of things organized is easier, and it just makes life, easier for everybody, because this is what we do on a daily basis. People do a lot of sacrifices, and there's some limitations, back home that it's nobody's fault. Even having meetings back home is a problem. And so we'll think about these things. These are very good points you brought up. We'll think about these things. We'll get to the end of the year, and we're looking at next year, how we can be able to tweak this to make it, more manageable. All right, thank you very much. Jude, do you have any update or anything to say about Nigeria, the group in Nigeria? All right, Jude, I see Jude though, but I don't know. I think, are you trying to speak, Jude? You are muted. You need to unmute yourself. Okay. Well, let's see if you try. If you're able to, just let me know, and then I'll let you speak. Okay, let's move on. The next item on the agenda is the so we just finished your report from the regional chapters. We have the Pangando project final tally now. So let me talk about that. So first of all, I am so proud that this class has been able to meet up with the minimum requirement of the $2,000 that was requested. We beat that, and we are way above that. We had decided as a group last time that any excess above the $2,000 is going to be going into our coffers. And at this point, prior to today's meeting, now I just hear that we have in addition, we have 41,000 francs that's coming from Cameroon, and that's contribution from Jeme Molinge, Josh Ngu, and Dennis Uwezuke, Cameroon and Nigeria, I should say. 25,000 plus 10,000 plus 6,000, that's 41,000. So that is going to be rolled into, we're going to convert that in dollars because so I can send that money to the treasurer. At this point, prior to today's announcement from Cameroon, we were sitting at US 1,355, Europe 916.79, Cameroon, again, prior to today, Cameroon $36,039, $36.39, and then Nigeria $54.59. So which means a total of 2,362.77. So which means the excess we have out of what we have of 2,000 is $362.77 before today's meeting. Now we're going to have to take this 41,000 francs, convert that to dollars, so that when the treasurer is back in place, we can make this transfer to his account, to the account of the group, and then that's going to be in our coffers. So that drive is officially closed today, and those names now will be forwarded to the names will be forwarded. I'm going to add the Jeme, George, and Dennis to the list that we have. Hygienists, please add those to the list. I'm going to forward these names to the program coordinator so that once the project is completed, these members will have their names on the plaque from the 1983 class, because we decided that we're going to be going by names. Different classes have done it differently. Some classes have just decided to go by just the class as a group. We started by saying that we're going to list the names. So those names will be sent. Any questions on the Pangando project as we are having the final report here? Any questions? So we have all the names of those who contributed. We have them, and everything matches with the amounts that we've collected with the 41,000 francs here, if that's going to be coming in. Any questions? Okay. Again, thank you very much for your generosity. And we're going to move on to the next item, which is the membership registration. So again, like you heard from George, we had a special extension to our Cameroon and Nigerian folks for them to pay their membership registration, because we had decided that this registration will be a function of how much percent you pay what you can pay, and then in terms of benefit, it's going to be a function of that. Now, please, I don't want people to feel that people are joining this group because of benefit. That's not the case. It's just that it's just like any rules and regulation. When we in SASE, we had rules and regulations. You cannot live in a society without those rules. That's just the way it is. And I don't think that anybody is coming in here because of that. If that's the case, then that's sad. Having said that, We have, prior to today's meeting, we've had payments from Cameroon, from Kulu Daniel and Ka Waka. We had payments from Nigeria, from Jude Ajanakem, Efyong Umo, and Ayukare. So now when we add the payments from Cameroon today, the Jeme Molinge, right? Is that?
Mundinde.
Jeme Mundinde, that's right. Jeme Mundinde, George Ngu, Agwobala, and Dennis Uwezuke from Nigeria. Those are the people that will be added. So all of that will make arrangements, George, on how this money is going to be transferred. And then once transferred, I will just send the equivalent amount to the treasurer as well. So at this point, the extension, ends on June 30th. Anybody who pays after June 30th is going to be paying a penalty based on the bylaws. That's what it means. Yes, 10% penalty. So any questions on membership registration? Okay, very good. I'm trying to move ahead so we can finish this meeting soon here. Okay, so the next item we have is the final report on the voluntary drive, the Europe voluntary drive. Divine Yang is not here. He coordinated the voluntary drive for our brother Ayisi Herman. He's not here, so I will skip that because he's not here to talk about that, and we can talk about that in the next meeting. So we have a final closure on that. And then the other one is the final report of the voluntary drive that was coordinated by Cameroon. George already gave us the information. I don't know if you want to add anything else, the report, George, if you want to add anything else to that. I think you already did, you told us exactly how much was collected from the different areas, Europe, America, and Cameroon itself. You told us how much each person is getting. In some cases, some members had specifically, allocated amounts, to the sick versus the bereaved. And so you've taken care of that, and that's been done. Any questions on that? Okay, very good. All right, the next item now is item number 12. As we're moving along here is the...
Let me say something in that regard.
Yes, go ahead, George.
Yeah, I think we had a little difficulty. Ernest, I think he sent some money, and it's like that money has never gotten to us. We're having difficulty retrieving that money. Maybe Carl will say something about that. I don't know if he's there. I just wanted him to know, because if you look at the new list, his name that has been there all the while, I've had to take it down because that fund has not reached my hand, and the total that we have at the total partition does not include that one. So I wanted to go on record that if there is something that he needs to do at his end there to check, because it was through Carl that he sent. Carl has gone to that place repeatedly, changed places, but yet they keep saying that there's no funds there. Though of recent, when Carl contacted Come said that instead the platform is instead showing that Carl has retrieved the money. So there is something not too clear going on. I don't know with the system that he used.
Okay. So was that money from NS himself, or was that money from Europe? Okay, that was his personal contribution.
From NS, he sent it to me. He sent it to me. Well remit, but the transaction is not going through. But he has received a feedback that the money has been paid to me. So he says he will check on Monday. He sent 25,000.
Okay.
Yes, he will check on Monday to verify.
I've had to pull his name out of the list. So maybe until I get the forms, before I can put his name back on the list. Okay, sounds good. I mean, in the interest of transparency, that makes sense. All right. Thank you very much for that update, George. All right, so the next item we have here is the WhatsApp and membership. We talked about this before. We said that, participation in the WhatsApp group is going to be tied to membership registration. That's what we had said. So what do we do now?
Let's suspend that for now.
Okay, I agree. Okay, let's hold off on that for now. And then the last item we have is other matters. Okay, so Nestic had brought up a point. It seems that from the last mandatory drive that we did, again for his mom that passed away, we had not concluded in terms of getting the report and being transparent, everything that was collected, received, and so on. So it looks like we still have pockets of things here and there which are not completed. I know very well that from the US we had all the names submitted, everything is done. I don't know about if that's true in Europe and Cameroon / Nigeria. Do we have any updates? Oh, Nestic, do you? Yes. I don't want him to. You just have to speak. If you have to, go ahead, Nestic.
Okay. No, the problem is all the form from United States, I got it. That in Europe, I got it. But the problem is Cameroon and Nigeria. Cameroon and Nigeria are never collected any fund. But if you look at the finalists, the names are there that some people contributed from Cameroon, but that money, I've never seen that money.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's another point.
Yes.
You know, Josh came up with a point that he's going to coordinate the people of Cameroon. He was saying that the amount was too much, so told him that anything that anybody can give, no problem. But after that, he disappeared. We didn't hear any report again, whether he continued with the collection or what. I don't know. So now people have registered, and our bylaw says compulsory payment should be paid by everybody. I'm not saying that because I'm the beneficiary, but you know, all these things can happen. If we don't correct it now, it will still go forward and forward and forward to other people. So it's not that I'm so interested in the fund, but we have to be transparent. You know, what guides us here is our bylaw. So that's it. So
okay. So two things. You know, I agree. You know, we have to be transparent when we do these things. We have to be very transparent and consistent. You know, one of the things that breaks groups like this is the inconsistency, where you know one thing is done to person A and then it gets to person B. You know, the outcome is not the same, or you know, there's something that's not. You know, it's not. I mean, it's not respected based on what the bylaws are. So we have to respect our bylaws. Second thing, which is more of a bigger thing, is this retroactive? You know, that's something that we have to talk about. By retroactive, what do I mean? You know, unfortunately, when the stick lost the mom, that was just the beginning. I think was it January in the stick?
Yeah, January.
It was in January. Right. Because so I remember that's when we're struggling still to get people to belong and so on. So it's a very tricky situation. But for those that we know that money had been collected, definitely we need to get those in because it was already paid in, right? Now, the bigger question of being retroactive, that's something that we don't have enough time now to talk about it. But for those that people had already paid, you know, like, you know, Cameroon, Nigeria, and there's some names, I don't know, George, if you have some update on that, on money that was collected for the purpose of Nestic's bereavement.
I think the only person whose money passed through me was Gwene Theophilus.
Mm-hmm.
And when I couldn't deliver that money to the source at that time, when we were doing this current fund drive, when I had to transfer those funds to this current fund drive that we did in Cameroon. That was the only funds at my keeping.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. So he transferred the amount that was meant for one drive to another drive?
Actually, he sent that money that I should send to Carl, because Carl was the one that was handling that issue of the stores, this thing. But at that point in time, I don't know, something happened and we couldn't connect to do that transaction. So when the thing passed, we thought that was over. And then when now they were doing this fund drive for, these are three brethren. So I told him that there's this money that is still in my keeping that I had to transfer, and he said I should transfer it now to the current fund drive. Okay,
we need to correct that. I mean, that's the problem, judges. I mean, I'm sorry, but we have to correct that.
Very wrong.
We have to correct that. So you need to tell Theo. So what you need to do is that take that money out from what you collected. You need to tell Theo first that that money was meant for the Nestic thing. That cannot be shifted. So if he wants to belong to this new drive, he has to pay 25,000, whatever was transferred. I mean, I'm sure it's confusion. Nobody's to be blamed here. I'm not playing the blame game, but it's just not right that something that was meant for one purpose was just shifted like that. Because I remember, on the forum that Gwene Theophilus had paid. So we just had to find a way to make sure that the money was transferred, to the beneficiary. So please, let's try to clear that up. Let's try to clear that up. Let's talk to Theo. That's what you're going to do. And then if he wants to belong to this new drive, again, it's a voluntary drive. I mean, the first one is a compulsory drive. He has to pay, a new sum for this new drive. I think that's fine. There's no question about that. That's what we should do. And then also remind him. I don't remember if he's paid his membership registration as yet. I don't think so, right? Just remind him because people, I don't know. I hope people are reminded that if they haven't paid that extension that we have given until the end of June, it's fast approaching. It's next week, right? So
no, it's not next week.
Well, I mean, it's coming
3
up
days
now.
time.
In 3 days time, in 3 days time.
But everybody knew anyway.
So just remind him. I know Theo was not at your meeting in Douala, so remind him and maybe that's just something that he's not aware, and that's why he hasn't paid. Okay. I hate to throw this back to you, Nestic. Is that satisfactory where we are?
But that is not the only phone, Mr. President.
No, hello.
Explain more. So
There's more.
Hello?
Okay. Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I think about 2 meetings ago, I told Nestor, let me have there's supposed to be a mobile money account he wants me to deposit for Kulu and myself. I've not had that number. About 2 meetings ago.
Okay.
Kalati, I sent you the number. I sent you the number and you replied.
No, the last meeting I said I lost that WhatsApp communication between you and me, that you should resend me that number. That I've not received.
All right, let's do that. Nesty, go ahead.
No, that's true. He told me that. And there's another problem.
Yes.
Yeah, because Carl told me he had the money for himself, Kulu, and the other guy that Josh was talking about, there is waiting for Josh to transfer that money to him. Which he was waiting and Josh never did. So now that they have told Josh to send the money, okay, that will be fine. If you can transfer that money to Carl, don't worry, I will send you a number anyway. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get something clear. Hello.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we are leaving this topic on with the understanding that it's just the amount of fuel. Because
that's correct.
I heard my stick saying that.
That's correct.
Are we having an understanding? What I have?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, no, George, hang on a second. What George is transferring to Wakakal is Theo's contribution. That's all you are transferring.
Exactly.
And then Carl is going to, when Theo's contribution is sent to Carl is going to have 3 contributions to send to Nestic.
Exactly.
Himself, Kulu, and Theo.
Okay.
Yes. All right, good. I mean, those are things that we should get clear. Very good. Okay. So I think that was the last item on the agenda. I want to crave indulgence that if there's nobody else has any questions, I think we've come to the end of this meeting. I want to be
respectful. No, I want to say something really quick.
I've got a question.
Okay, go ahead, Genius.
No, earlier it was mentioned that it's like we are coming to the group for benefits, for personal benefits. Well, I don't know about everybody, but I can say that I benefit from the group psychologically when I see my mates. When I see everybody, some of whom I've not seen for decades, for me, it's a point of solace to go back 20, 30 years, which were the happiest moments of my childhood. So I'm really happy to see persons I can call my friends. That is a great benefit for me. Now, there are some of, I'm going to speak for myself, but I know as well that some, many of us would like to give back to our communities back home, to our relatives back home, and to our friends back home who might be in need, and according to our means. So I don't see it as a negative point if my mother can benefit from any blessing I've got today, my brothers, my relatives, or my friends. So I find it a problem that we should be seeing it as almost like an exploitation. To me, whatever I give is going to be done with a good heart, with good intentions, with good, I don't know, like sharing. I have a loaf of bread, like I would share, like I would have shared in Sase with my friend, I'm going to share today. That is the way I see it.
A tin of sardine.
And a tin of sardine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Angesha. And pure, all of them. What the pure that we had then is maybe what we are going to share today, according to our means. So I'm going to plead with whoever has this view to try and refine it, because maybe it is not such a negative idea to come and benefit from the company of each other. It's difficult sometimes to explain the level of psychological stress that somebody might be going through and the amount of relief he has by just seeing his own people.
Very true.
Yes, it is like, I mean, to me, it's a very, very great job. The president always says he looks up to each meeting that is coming. He's not the only one. I look up to you. I look up to seeing all our faces. So please, I don't know if it is such a negative thing for me to be benefiting from your presence.
Hello, doctor. Hello.
Yes.
Please don't belabor your breath. Honestly speaking, to me, I would have loved us to take about 10 minutes to reply to George's update of the meeting they had in Magnus's house. Because to me, I've heard them very well. Those points that George made, we had spoken about it, but there's no point that we need to take into consideration in all of what they said. Yes. We have not told anybody. We have not told anybody to come to this meeting because we are giving things to people.
Exactly.
No. Every meeting must function with some bylaws. And if we make some small stipends that we need to help ourselves, if somebody is in need, and then somebody thinks that is because we want to benefit from money, that's the person. I don't know whoever made those statements. I was not in that meeting. I did not attend. I was busy at work. But those are things that I call side distraction. The key thing we sent to the Cameroon forum was to tell them that anybody who has 1,000, you can register with 1,000. That point was not even discussed. They are now bringing it down. No, they want to hold the presidency in Cameroon, or they want all the executives to be in Cameroon. Those things are not, they are very trivial. We should not even discuss those things. To me, let's tell George that he should tell them that our meeting has decided that we will operate the way it is operating. And they should also know that chapters have the full mandate. If you want to go by what we said, it is the chapter that has to recommend anybody to come to the mother forum. We have not taken any powers from any chapter. The chapter is the, and I told them last time, I said, those of our colleagues abroad are looking forward to the Cameroonian group to be solid so that we can be running the affairs here while they are out there. Like we're saying, we want to meet in 2023. They will not organize it out there. It's Cameroon that has to organize it.
Exactly.
But up to now, Cameroon is still dragging their feet. Even that they are Cameroonian forum, not everybody is registered as member of Cameroon. Not everybody. So please, to me, Judge, sorry, but yes, you brought us those points. To me, I would tell you clearly, if I was in that meeting, I would have told them there's nothing that I will discuss concerning all those points that they made. Anybody who does not want to fit into this, what we have, these circles that we have made, let the person stay off. Yeah. We'll run this thing like this, honestly. Yes.
I support. I agree.
Bala has not been attending our meetings, but he has registered 50,000. He has registered. So all those people who are bringing side distractions, right, they will join us. Let's continue. They will join. They're not even up to 3.
Yeah. No, thank you, Carl.
President.
Thank you, Carl. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, President, I've got something to say.
Stop.
Okay. Thank you, Carl.
Yes.
Messi, go ahead.
Yeah, President.
That's my position. That's
okay,
my position.
Thank you, Carl. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. President, you see, if you look at our bylaws, section, Article 2, I think section 2, we have to protect and defend our group. Now, you look at the point I just mentioned concerning the bylaws. If you look at section 4, it says in case of any loss, that can be the mother, the father, the spouse, and the children. Some people think maybe this loss is only father and mother. You have spouse and children too inside. So when we are making this thing now, there's contribution from Cameroon. Some people have contributed the compulsory payment of the bylaws. That was on January. Because people pay on January. Now others are not paying. Now those people have registered. In case now they have problem. So are we going to pay? We have to pay because it's compulsory. And now you are just saying we can't just in Cameroon, it can't just be Carl Kulu, and the other guy who no. Everybody who registered have to understand that there was a compulsory payment to be paid. They have to pay that money. They have to pay it because we work with our bylaws. If we start doing things like this, only maybe how many people have registered in Cameroon and Nigeria? So many. They have to pay no matter what amount, because we said you get what to chip in. That's it. So we can't just brush on it like that and move forward because no. It can't be only Carl and Kulu and the other. No, 3 people. Whereas how many people have registered in Cameroon? We have to make them know that there was a compulsory payment that was supposed to be paid, and they must pay to meet up because they came. They are the one coming to join us. The train is moving, and so they have to jump in. And when you want to jump in, you have to pay all your fare. So that is it. That's what I have to say, Mr. President.
Thanks,
Yes.
Next week. Thanks, next week. I think I know I see people have their hands up. Julio, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, I totally agree with Carl and Nestic. Yeah, we should stick to our bylaws. We should stick. If not, then we'll have problem in the future. If people have registered, they are supposed to pay their dues, period. If they don't pay, I think we'll have a stipulation that caters for that. Yeah. And secondly, what Carl have said also, for us to come up with this decision or these bylaws, it took us almost more than a year.
Yeah.
Energy, time, and then they cannot meet up in everything. For example, they are saying that the presidency should be in Cameroon. What type of presidency? That they have not registered. Things are lagging behind from Cameroon. I think it's totally wrong. Like what Carl said, we should continue. They will join the wagon. Period. Yeah, that's it. I think that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Julio. And I have some things to say, but I'm going to wait for everyone to speak first. George, I see your hand up. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, mine are just 2 points. I don't know, it's a little different from what we are discussing. Maybe if you have to say something with regard to this particular topic, maybe you can go ahead, because mine is something else, not related to what we're talking about right now.
Well, no, George, just go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
That matters now. Go ahead.
In the course of my presentation, there was something I left out, and I thought it wise that it would be good that I highlight it so that the others should know that something like that happened. Mm-hmm. We have this, our brother and mate for George, which I'm sure the class has done a lot for him. On that day of our meeting, we received an Android phone from Echu. I don't know if he said it was the European folk or someone that they connected, and that phone, they were meant to transfer it to George. So Echu handed over that telephone to us, and we gave it to, I think, Beseka, that he should try to get to an ANFAC who has a way of getting to George easily, and hand this phone over to him as coming from his mates. I think that this should be known in the forum, that something like that took place.
Okay, thank you very much, George. That's very good. So please, Genius, let the minutes reflect that. I think that's again, guys, I mean, when I hear things like this, it just brings joy in my face and I'm smiling. And I want to pick up on 2 things. One thing that Genius said about, just seeing people's faces and reconnecting, that psychological, benefit of this. It's you can't put a monetary value on that psychological benefit, so I mean, I stick to that, and so the second thing that we talked about is when I see, because actually, I was excited to see the meeting in Douala, and I watched the videos, and the amount of rancor, that Kiwan brought in, his belligerence has not stopped. And I saw everything that happened, and I saw Agona talking about what a sinking fund means, giving us a lecture on sinking fund and so on. And Julio has touched the point already. It took us more than a year, almost a year or more than a year for us to come up with our bylaws. Why? Because we're being very deliberative. We took our time. We're asking people, read this, come back next time. Let's talk about this. We were very flexible. People had suggestions, counter suggestions, and all that stuff. Why? Because we're trying to have, something that can last for a long time. For you to do something that's is of value, it takes time to do it and do it correctly. And so, I hear, that's why I didn't want to bring this. I just said we should talk about it later. I think about presidency in Cameroon and this and this and that. Come on. all of these things, guys, it takes a lot of time. You guys have to know what goes behind the scenes.
What are you getting? What are you getting from running this thing?
Exactly. You guys know what goes behind the scenes. You put together our minutes, put together our minutes, host a Zoom meeting and, and all the back and forth that goes. You guys don't know what's happening. I mean, our Secretary General is doing a fine job. I enjoy, he's busy too. Most of the time, we have to work behind the scenes to write these minutes and then just let him post it for the most part. Okay. This is not a jab on our Secretary General. He's busy. Okay, get it. I'm also busy, but the point is that I can make that time to do it. Okay, this is what we do on a daily basis. So when we start wishing for something, we should be very careful what we wish for. Okay, at the end of the day, when we talk about our big reunion in 2023, we're going to be looking up to Cameroon to be able to provide some leadership. And the sooner that Cameroon can get together and have a structure that is functional, the better for us. I mean, we cannot be going this back and forth of, this. And no, come on. The train is moving already. As people have said it already, the train is moving. It doesn't stop. Let's be very clear about this. This group does not replace the regional chapters. It does not. In the contrary, we're expecting the regional chapters to be well organized and be able to, quote unquote, sponsor their members to belong here. Because the bylaw says it. You have to belong to a regional chapter first before you belong to this group.
Okay.
So I don't see any contradiction. Okay, this doesn't replace that.
It is a misunderstanding of
exactly
centralism in Cameroon, Ambazonia fight.
No.
So
the point there with this Cameroon thing is people don't want to read that bylaw. No, I don't think they've even taken time to read it. Maybe
exactly. That's a big problem.
Yeah. But it was virtually in the meeting alone. There was nobody to explain or to make these people see reason.
Yeah.
Even the people who are supposed to benefit more from this structure that we have put in place, they want to follow the Cameroon model, which has no the meeting that they were talking about how sinking fund. There's no definition of sinking fund. It is a group that defines how a sinking fund should function.
Of course, exactly. I mean, I just it was laughable, but hey, at the end of the day, we are all brothers, okay? And I am of the opinion that in life, you live and learn, and we are all learning from each other. And like I said, we have a lot of human resource here, all of us, okay? When I look at people, I talk to my classmates, I see you guys. I mean, I like the way Hygienist put it. It is that psychological, that benefit that you cannot quantify, that relief. It is. I always look forward to this. So anyway.
Nobody. It's just those people who are not participating. Maybe they are the ones who are creating all these small side talks. There's nobody. I mean, even our wives, when they see us do all these small things that we are trying to do here, I mean,
my wife is excited.
They appreciate it a lot. They appreciate it a lot.
Good.
You cannot see a group that will raise 1 million francs for a friend who is bereaved or something like that. It's very rare.
I'm telling you,
with all
which is even voluntary.
It's not because there's money. There's not because there's people want to.
Which is a voluntary.
If you want to specify what the Constitution is saying, there's not much money to gain.
Exactly.
Edward is sick. He has to benefit only, I think it's 40,000 we gave him or something like that. That's no money. But the voluntary drive, everybody is contributing their own small 10,000. That's what makes us strong. So those who say they don't want to belong because we are dragging people, where's the money? The Constitution, the bylaws doesn't have any much money to give. They are even refusing the small money that we want to.
Actually, we drew a budget and we saw the input and the output. I remember that was about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So where's the money that they're coming to benefit? Where is it? Exactly. It's not there. It's the voluntary drive which is helping people to receive something small.
Yeah.
So it's just distraction, guys. To me, it's just distraction. Let's continue. Let's forward, and we see where we're going to. Right. George was telling me the other day, our junior mates, they're opening a poultry around Tico Douala Road. Cannot believe it. They are doing things together. People are moving. We are criticizing ourselves. Oh, presidency for America. Yes, guys.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, Molaka. You're right. Yeah.
No, the thing is that if the group in Cameroon was very functional, and they were seeing their role being substituted by an infunctional central group, it would have made sense what they're saying. But the group in Cameroon is not functional. We have to work according to the pace of the Cameroon group, which George is doing so much to bring together. But they are resisting so far. If we have to work, we have to work according to their pace. It's going to be very difficult for us to do anything.
It's very frustrating. No, look, maybe George does not want to tell you guys. He wants to resign from this Cameroon thing.
You see?
He told me, he confided in me, because it's frustrating. You cannot be talking
I can
to
imagine.
people are behaving like children. It feels like to resign.
But you guys also, I don't know if you watched the video of their meeting in Douala. Kiwan.
I watched it and I laughed.
Kiwan was there with his usual Kiwan.
Yeah.
Kiwan was there with his belligerence. And
yes,
come on, I mean,
when would you stop?
I mean, when would you stop?
Distractions.
Even this meeting of today, those guys would have come here to make their point clear. Exactly. This meeting that we're taking. Even if it's to put credit for 2000, come and explain that, no, look, it's because of this. So next year, since we already meet them, next year, Cameroon will register like this. Like, everybody will be clear. We'll say, okay. Yeah? But they only say, no, make singing fund maybe. So they have to clear. All those things are confusion. For me, anyway, I rest my case there.
All right. So anyway, so the take home from this is, I mean, I just want to touch very quickly on what Nestic started, but we cannot talk about it now. I think that we'll put in the next agenda item.
No, not in the next agenda, because concerning the changes in our structure, we have to do it at the end of the year.
No, I'm talking about what Nestic brought up, because remember that bereavement happened in January. So we have to think about, is this thing being retroactive? Because technically, right, to be honest with you, technically, in January, nobody was a member in good standing, quote unquote, because I mean, at that time, I don't know if anybody had paid. Now, then the question is, if somebody comes and pays in March after this after this obligation of membership had been met in January, is it retroactive that they have to go back and pay? So we need to think about it seriously, because
that is like saying,
no.
That's like saying benefits are also retroactive, which makes sense.
Yeah. That's it. Because if you look at people couldn't meet up with their registration. That's why they drag it until now. People are still paying. So it wasn't. You have to. The problem. We have to respect our bylaw, Prissy. That's it.
I totally
have to respect our bylaw. Yeah. Just say those who have registered, they are not forced to pay the amount $50. They can pay any stuff. Some of them are registered with £6, with 6,000. Some of them, but they have to make them to understand that there was a outstanding compulsory payment that they were supposed to do. Because you can't tell, why should some people pay? And these same people, if they have now a problem, now let's say a loss that is in the bylaw, all of us have to contribute. They have to get something from it. So it's not something that we have to respect our bylaw.
No, we are.
Yeah. So there's nothing. Don't President try to just tell them, if those who want to meet, they have to meet up. Those who have registered, they have to pay in. Because the train is moving, as we said, they are coming in. So they have to pay. Okay, those who are paid now people like Carl and the rest who are paid, who want to pay, who have paid their money. What is the difference with them and the other people? That's it.
All right. Reverend Dimo, go ahead. Your hands up.
Yeah. What is the question? I'm sorry, I joined late. I'm at work. What are you talking about?
Okay. So the question on the table is, I mean, you know that we had this membership obligation of $50 at least when you lose a first degree relative, father, mother, spouse, children. So that happened to Nestic in January. And the question is, those who are paying now, so like especially this is mostly those in Cameroon and Nigeria, those who have registered after that January happened. So the question is, they have to pay, for that bereavement. And my question is is this retroactive? I don't want us to get into debate on that now. Let's think about it. But that's what the question is. So if you have anything to add to that, go ahead.
Okay. From the question you just raised, somebody's child is.
1 second. I'll mute. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. From what it's on the table, anybody who is paying now is not indebted to pay anything that had been pre-planned. Meaning that at the time those decisions were made, despite the fact that it was part of the bylaw, they were not part of the group. So technically, you become a registered member and to receive benefit only after you have registered. And once you have registered, you don't go back to pay dues that were owed. If that is the case, there are many things that we will have to go back to revisit.
Like what?
No, let's just hang a second. He's making it.
Go on, yeah.
So let me put it in simple terms. If I pay today, I'm registering today and I'm joining today. Okay, if there was any bereavement or anything which had happened before I joined, that had happened before I was a member. So I'm not obligated to that, except they have to go back and correct the bylaws to state that anybody who joins is supposed to pay any outstanding amount which was owed by which every member had already paid. If we don't have that clause in the bylaw, it means wherever you join, it's like I hear people saying we're in a moving train. If you're in a moving train and you join the train in Bikoko, that train does not go back. The train is going. It's not going back to carry people from the train. Wherever you join the train, if it's Mutengene, the train is going to Douala. It's not going back to Boya. So you continue from Mutengene to Tiko to Douala, and the person that joins in Tiko, so all of us, we join in different places, but we have a common destination. The only thing that everybody is supposed to pay is the registration, which is levied for everybody. But anything which may have occurred before you pay, you are not a member, so you are not obliged to pay it.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think Ivo made a very good point. That's why I was using the word retroactive. You are right. Okay. And I just want to make sure the reason that Carl, Kulu, and Ngwene Theo's monies will be collected and sent to Nestor is because during that time they had made those contributions. So those ones are fine. But anybody that's new now, for us to ask them to pay, you explained it very well, Ivo. That's why I talked about, is it retroactive? And that's why I said, this is something you have to think about very seriously, because once you do that, from next year, and I get where Nestor is coming from next year, what you're saying will be true. Because from next year, we already have 1 year of membership history, right? So for example, somebody, let's say I'm registered now. Next year, something happens to a member, I don't know, I just call member A in January. Okay, well, although I've not paid in that January, I'm a registered member of the group because I've registered last year. So in that case, even if I register in February, it's going to be retroactive because I'm a member.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is the first year. That's why it's tricky. And that's without us having it in the bylaws that it's retroactive. You cannot ask people to pay now when they were not part of it, in January.
But those who, Mr. President, those who paid, were they part of it? How many people registered by the time they were paid?
No, but that's not the problem.
No. The problem. No, I'm not so interested in it. But I'm just trying to put the record straight.
Correct.
How many people?
Right. The reason that
all these people are registering now. Mm-hmm. The problem because they didn't respect the registration date.
No. I think the issue is if you look at those who are paying now, they are mostly from Cameroon and Nigeria, and they had a philosophical issue. Okay, remember we've gone back.
Yeah. I was aware. Yeah.
So those of us in Europe and America, we didn't have that philosophical issue, meaning that we knew that, okay, the $400 was fair for us to pay. They thought it was not fair. That's fine. I mean, that's okay. And we had that debate and we've landed somewhere where everybody is maybe, I would say, quote unquote, comfortable. Okay, that they can pay what they can afford. So that's why it's very tricky. But, the ones that we have on the table, those who are decided to pay, Carl, Kulu, and Theo Ngwene, those monies will be going to you. But those people that had decided now that, okay, I'm going to pay 6,000 or 1,000, whatever they've afforded to pay, we cannot, require them to pay that, except if we have that in the bylaws, it's retroactive. Now, that's the point. I think Reverend Dimo, you explained it very well. But again, I don't want us to get into this debate now. Okay, I just want to let's just think about this, and then we're going to talk about this, at the next meeting. But I don't want people to be, again, I don't want this narrative to be about benefits of this group. It's not about that. Okay, and I'm sorry, Nestic, that you shouldn't. I understand the kind of it's for you to be bringing it. I know you have to bring it up, and it's not because you really, really want the money. And so I get that. You want fairness and you want consistency, which is totally acceptable. I get that. And the application of our bylaws, totally fine. So let's get a few, and then we're going to wrap this up. Julio, I see your hands up. Is it from the last time, or you have something to say?
No, I think it's from the last time, please.
Okay.
All right.
I will lower your hand. Don't worry.
I want to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind us that we should not forget that when Nestic was bereaved, all of us were not really registered. When Nestic when he was bereaved, no one was registered.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided that okay, since we are on the move, we should at least honor what is in the bylaws. Well, we're still dragging the bylaws.
Mm-hmm.
We said we have to honor that. So it was an exceptional case. So as you said, the law is not retroactive. But all those who were at the beginning with us, they also have to chip in something. Doesn't matter, the amount doesn't matter. Because it was something that we decided together. But during that period, none of us was registered. Nobody was registered. All of us were still trying to put in place bylaws. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Okay, George, I see your hands up. Unmute yourself. We're waiting for you, George.
President, all right, just go on.
Okay. All right. So, but anyway, so so we've had some points here. So I just want us to think about it. Let's really think about this some more, and then next meeting, hopefully, we should be able to have some closure on this. Okay. Let's just think about it. I don't think it's something we can solve now. Let's just think about it, and then we'll have some closure at the next meeting. Anything else that we need to talk about before we go? George, go ahead. Yeah, George, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, there was a thought I had in mind and it went off, just came back. It's with regard to the Pangandos project.
Yes.
In the course of the meeting, we said it has been, each class had to do a certain amount of money. And in our own class, we decided that those who contributed, their names will be written. My proposal I want to make, why don't we just go and put it for the entire class, let's say, instead of putting the names of those who contributed on, why can't we just put the class to represent all of us?
That's a proposal, and we can put down the table for next meeting.
Everybody wants his name to appear to appear as a participant. I see an atheist who does not want to contribute, for example. He does not want to participate in enriching the church.
Don't bring politics.
No, that's true.
No, hang on.
Better point too. But I don't forget.
No, George, what you've brought is a proposal. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put that down for the next meeting as well. That's the second item for the next meeting. Again, like I said, to me personally, I'm fine with that.
For me personally,
the group has to decide. Right. For me, I'm fine with that, honestly. Right, because it's also a sacrifice for all of us. Yes, I am.
Hold on. We don't want to force people to be inside if they don't want to be inside. It is not like somebody's obliged to be part of the initiative. It was a voluntary initiative. By definition, voluntary means you cannot put everybody. That's one thing.
This is Moki. I think we actually accepted in this group that we wanted to go with the names.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We actually accepted that, so I don't think that we should be going back to reconsider the other proposal.
Okay. Thank you, Moki. I stand corrected. Yes, we had agreed as a
because what we are all saying is that it was a voluntary something.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's a voluntary, it means not everybody in the class is obliged to contribute something, but we're doing it on behalf of the class. And I think our class is a very unique class. I don't know the way, if others see the way I see it. I happen to be somewhere in the middle where how things.
You are a diplomat,
that way, and part of us this way. We're trying to build, though from this initial beginning, there may be small challenges, but they are there, people having philosophical ideas, and we're trying to see how to forge ahead slowly but surely, and hoping that somewhere along the line, everybody will come on board. That's the end point, and that's what we are hoping that we'll achieve. And so when some of these issues come, and then because someone has given,
okay,
then those that are not giving their names not appear. We give room for them to pick on that and try to water down what we're trying to build. I think if others are doing and are paying according to class, and the name of the class is put there, I mean, we can ignore maybe all that contributed and say, no, we are doing this for the class, hoping that as we go along and stuff like that, we'll see that in the end of the day, we are actually working in the interest of the class.
George, you are right. Oh. George, you are very correct. But like we say,
Go ahead,
Wakaka. Go
yeah,
ahead.
George.
The thing
No, like
is
I
that
said,
we
he's
should.
very right. It's explaining logic. What he's explaining there is very logical, and to me, he's right. But I mean, if we had decided that no, we'll go for the names of those who have put their money, I've not contributed. I'm just thinking after this, I'll ferry my money to George. But for those who are not there, the initiative that we are trying to put across, maybe tomorrow, as Dr. Ngasa is saying, somebody will come there and say, no, who tell us I want to join this thing? You know,
exactly.
People, human beings are
and we know ourselves very well.
Human beings are varied. Yes. So, like we had agreed that we're going to use names of those who have contributed. Let's use the names of those who have contributed. There are going to be future projects. Then we'll go as a class when we are together. Future projects will come. Maybe tomorrow they'll say, no, they want to make a statue of Angando at the town field. We'll contribute that time as a class and we'll put.
Okay.
So
all right.
For me, let's go with the list.
No, I want to add just one thing real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like real quick, very quick. The thing is that I would like to suggest, because I mean, many times we have ideas that come along the way. It's going to be very nice that once we make a decision, we abide by the decision. Because if we make a decision, then along the line, even if it's a brighter idea, we have to stand by the decision that we've made as a group. Otherwise, we'll all the time be moving, I mean, left and right without being, because the decision we made was a reasonable one. I remember very well we had a debate. What's IEC? He did not want to participate. Yes, I remember very well. He found it offensive to be giving money to the church. So it's going to be like somehow illogical for us to make a group thing as a class and put his name out. If I would be offended. And we don't know about others who don't speak in the meeting, but they speak behind. So I would like to suggest that when we have a discussion and we come to an agreement as a group that the majority has decided on something, we try to maintain it. We cannot be changing all along the line as we get ideas. We can propose it for future initiatives, but the ones that have already been decided, we should abide by them.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Hajinus. All right, guys. All right. That was good. Anything else before we wrap up this meeting? I think I've gone 30 minutes above what I thought I was going to do. I was going to keep this meeting to 1 hour.
Because it's very interesting.
President, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, what doctor is saying is right. But at the same time also, the things that the issue that we are debating, George said about is not a bylaw issue. It was something that was discussed in the general, and it is a voluntary something. And we as humans, we change. So I will propose, or my stand is that I think that there are issues. Yes, as a group, we can discuss something. Yeah, but if tomorrow there is a better idea about it, why can't we change?
Okay.
Yeah, Nash, I'm not saying we cannot change. I'm saying once we have taken the decision that is binding, we abide by it. If brighter ideas come, we can implement it for future initiatives. It is not like we reject the ideas, but those that have been decided upon, because most of the times they are not bad ideas. Another might come, which is, well, it's like saying 3 + 6 is equal to 9, and 4 + 5 is equal to 9. We could do one thing or do the other thing, it's going to get the same effect. But what I'm saying is that if we apply one thing one time, we could say, next time, let's try this other way. I'm not saying we should reject the ideas.
Okay, yeah, it's still a good idea. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
okay.
it's still a good idea.
All right, sounds good. Thanks very much,
sorry.
guys.
Proceed before we go.
Yeah.
There are some people who cannot remember faces of our colleagues. It's been long now, 30 years, 40 years.
Master, all man don't blacken the screen.
how do we do getting the faces of people? I was talking with somebody, he could not even know a Wunkem anymore. The face had gone. So how can we do it? I don't know, with some IT expertise there. Is it in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I think, yes, exactly. I think I suggested that in one of the exchanges in WhatsApp that we have to get, maybe we should announce that tomorrow, that people should just put a, put a portrait of yourself, and you just put your name. Yeah. People can be able to match those faces. That would be a good idea.
I also make a Facebook group.
Who's going to manage that?
The administration at the time. Year by year, year. That way, the pictures are going to be permanent because not everybody, for example, attends the meetings. But somebody can always look up something on Facebook, even after the meeting.
Does somebody want to take that on them to be able to manage our Facebook group?
IT experts, owner, please.
Where's easy?
It all wrong. I should say it all.
Okay, let's think about this.
Run.
No, he had to go. He had some guests for his house, for his house. Yeah. So let's okay, that's a good idea. Let's put that down, Mr. Secretary. Okay. Taking down minutes for next time. So good ideas that we have to think about. Some good things have been raised here today, guys. I mean, again, I'm so proud of this group. But let's just give a round for everybody to see. Just give us an update how your family is doing. Before we go, that will be the last thing. Just give us an update like we do each time. Let's start with Julio from my screen. Julio, how's the family doing?
Yeah, sorry, I'm watching the match. We are doing.
Now, why don't we put up camera?
I like your honesty.
Yeah, thanks so much. No, we are doing great. We are doing great. Everything is fine. And yeah, we thank God. We are blessed, and everything is good. And also, I thank everyone, and our deliberation today was so powerful, was so good. It's good. Let's keep on moving. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Julio. Hygienist, you're next.
Oh, well, as always, it is such a great pleasure to see you all. I mean, it's my benefit. So I'm really very, very, very happy to see everybody. My family is fine. My wife is always excited when she sees me all on the screen, all looking so important. She says, oh, the SOBA thing again. So, I mean, yeah, they have something similar in their own lesser group, but it is not class. It is like lesser
national group,
region, yes. So ours is, I mean, like really very, very specific, and which is also very nice. It is so great. I mean, to see everybody. Once in a while, it's true, we chat on the forum, but to see you all live, except those who hide their faces, it's always very good. So thank you very much. We are all
Belgium has scored. We have scored. We have scored. We have scored.
We
have scored. My goodness.
Bravo, bravo.
Who's scored? Lukaku?
Powerful shot by.
No, Lukaku. No, Lukaku.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Let's. Next week, you're next.
No, I'm okay. I'm doing fine. Everybody is doing fine. My family is doing well. I'm doing fine. So I'm very glad. I'm very proud of the group. I always said to you people that this group, I will always do everything to protect it. I will have to defend and protect this group.
Amen.
So I would not like anything to go the other way around. So this is the only group I belong to at the moment because it's very important. We see that all of us can see the outcome that's coming from this group. We are all brothers. We've known ourselves for a very long time. So I'm very proud of the group, and that's the case. Everybody, I'm fine. There's no problem. As everyone I say, I'm very proud to be a member of this group. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. Amen.
Alimo. Isaac, you're muted.
Hello?
No, hang on.
Hello?
Yeah, Isaac, go ahead. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, I'm doing very well. My family is doing great too as well. So I am very, very happy to actually attend this meeting monthly. It's very, very good for me. And I've seen quite a lot of friends. I haven't seen them for years. So I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, yeah. To me, it's very cathartic. Moki? Mokai?
Yeah, we go for sheep for some corner.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the family is doing fine. My daughter turns 14 today.
Wow.
She also,
Wow.
graduated from middle school. So it's been a busy month. And my son also graduated from high school also this month.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. Yep. But
Congratulations,
health-wise, we're
Luca.
all doing fine.
Okay. Thank you, Moki. Thank you. We're glad to hear that. Okay, Reverend Dimo, you're next.
Oh, I'm okay. Family good. My kids went for vacation. Actually, hygienist.
Yeah.
Send me your, I don't know your schedule. I'll be in Maryland from the 6th to the 8th to pick up
Okay.
my.
Okay. I'll when you are setting, you let me know because I might be going to Georgia.
I'm positive. I bought my tickets already.
Okay, that is good. Don't make like those people who say they're coming and wrong come.
I've already paid for my. I have no option.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw this in. It's a food for thought that we can think in down the road. When they did when Cameroon did a fund drive for Anamfak, I don't know if you all discussed it, for Anamfak, George, and a couple of people.
Yeah.
I will suggest that when next they're doing a voluntary fund drive, it should never be lump sum. They should put it separately. I know it specified that those who are sending the money can say where they want the money to go to. But I will suggest that we put it differently so that when you give your money, sometimes I may just want to give one person. But because it is 3 people there, if I'm giving the money, I'm almost like compelled to share the money. So it makes a little sense next time if they want to do a drive like that, they should just go ahead and separate it so that people will send where they want to send. That's a suggestion.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Asha, Reverend Dimo, Asha for work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That makes sense. Okay, Mike, you're next.
Okay. Once more, I'm very happy to be with you this evening. I'm sorry that I came in late. I had something to do, so that's why I came in 30 minutes late. I'm sorry. So I'm doing good health-wise, and everything is in place. So thank God.
We're glad to hear that. Amen. Thank you. Carl, you're next.
Yeah, guys, all okay. Huh? The family is doing well. Vacation time for the kids. What else? It's just Madame that had some health issues. You see, Dr. Ngwashi was here for 1 week.
Oh.
No, she's battling. Yeah, Armstrong just left yesterday. He went back to UK, so he helped her a lot. So, like I said, she's feeling better now. She's in Yaoundé. They were in Yaoundé together. So,
okay.
I mean, it's the same thing that we are saying. You know, once you have those professionals around you, you don't need to crack your brain a lot. Luckily, Armstrong was here. Gave her all the necessary checkups that she needs. She ran some tests, and from what she told me this morning, she's feeling better.
Okay.
And I want to thank you guys. Those side attractions, we should not let them derail us. We have a lot of professionals here in all spheres of competence, and I think we should make use of ourselves and get things better for everybody. So thank you guys. We're all doing well.
Okay.
Rainy season here, so my Manchester t-shirt is on, so we're fine.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. Yeah, you're right. Right. And on that note, I'm the last to speak. So yeah, thank you all very much. My family is doing very well, and as you all have said, I am always very excited to come to this group and see all of you. You know, those formative years that we had together. You know, you cannot replace anything. Yeah. You cannot fake it. It is what it is. You know, we are today based on the experiences we had. So I'm always happy, you know, to see you all here. And yes, we have lots of human resources. I'm glad that, you know, we can be able to tap into the expertise that we have and help each other. That's wonderful. I mean, not every group of, you know, Cameroonians or people can say that. So let's just continue doing it. Try to be able to help ourselves, try to be able to, you know, just reach out to people, you know, just reach out to your brothers and, and just know that, we are all there for each other. So thank you all so much. Again, thank you very much for coming to this meeting, taking the time. You see, Reverend Dimo, you're at work, but you're able to kind of, jump into the Zoom call and so on. That's wonderful. Enjoy your rest of the Sunday. Let's go enjoy the game, and good luck to the Belgian national team. And and we'll see you all next month.
We lost our...
All right, guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nash,